You can apply this successful social media formula to whatever platform you're looking for, and you can mold it around who you are as a person. You can find success. Anyone can find success on Twitch. So this video is going to give you the 6 most important things that you need to start streaming. And this video is not going to be one of those, you need a mic, a camera, a fancy PC kind of videos. In fact, you can probably do all 6 of these things without spending $1. This also isn't going to be one of those, you need to figure out why you started streaming kinds of videos. Anyone who actually asks that question open-ended isn't actually trying to help you, they're just trying to look smart. You know exactly why you started streaming. You like video games, you want to make money while playing them. There is nothing wrong with that being your reason to start streaming. While some of these tips are direct and some of them require a little more thought, everything in this list is helpful, especially the last 3. So let's get started. And just as a reminder, if you enjoy this video, make sure you like the video and hit the subscribe button. Also a reminder that we're doing the colorware giveaway next weekend, October 12th, during the 27-hour stream. I'll remind you of the details at the end of this video, as well as in the description there's a link to the tweet that has everything you need to know to enter in the giveaway. And of course, make sure you follow me on Twitch, pop in the stream. I am live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Let's get started. The very first tip I have: get a camera. This is the only piece of equipment on this list because it is very important. There are a million pieces of equipment you'll want to buy as a streamer. None of them are vital for you to start except a camera. All the other pieces of equipment can wait, from a mic to a fancy PC to a Elgato Stream Deck. It doesn't matter. If you want to start streaming, get a camera. Your Twitch stream is made up of 2 things: your gameplay and you. How you want to balance the importance of those things is entirely up to you and what you decide to turn your stream into, which is something we'll talk about in another one of the steps later. But it's important to know that you must have both of those things. If you're not in the stream, this is nothing more than gameplay footage that someone's watching on YouTube for 5 hours, and nobody watches gameplay footage for 5 hours. You need to be in your stream. So if you can't pick up a Logitech C920 for 50 bucks, find another camera you have. Grab your laptop, prop it up, use that as your webcam. Doesn't matter, just get a camera on your stream. Number 2, now that you have a camera on you, set up your room. No one wants to see a messy bedroom behind you with a mattress on the floor. Your living space is an opportunity for you to show what you're about, who you are. Make yourself interesting. Make yourself someone that people are gonna ask questions about. Do you have any idea how often I have people ask me if I play guitar because there are like 9 guitars behind me in my room? Make yourself interesting. Put posters on the wall. Set up your hobbies behind you. Put twinkly lights. I don't care. Do something to make you seem more like an interesting person. And you know what? If you're streaming in a closet and you don't have that opportunity, set up a green screen. Grab a green sheet from Walmart and tack it up to your wall. You can do some really cool stuff with a green screen. But setting up your room is more important than getting a fancy overlay. I've seen lots of partnered streamers with thousands of viewers with either a stock overlay from Stream Elements or even no overlay at all. Take Lil Lexi for example. She has no overlay on her gameplay screen, but her room is really interesting looking. Number 3, learn how OBS works. When I did my first stream just for fun like 3 years ago, I streamed right from the Twitch app on the Xbox. I used the little Xbox Connect as my camera. It looked like garbage. The bar has raised since then. Familiarize yourself with the software. Once you learn how the software works, you'll be able to change things to match them to your personality. In fact, Ninja has a 10-minute tutorial on the basics of OBS. I'll link to it down in the description, just watch it. Experiment with the software, find out what you can do. Number 4, and here's where it starts getting important. Figure out why people are going to watch you. Did you know that there are over 3 million individual broadcasters on Twitch? You are literally smaller than 1 in a million. You need to figure out what you can bring to viewers that nobody else can. And I know that sounds overwhelming, but I want you to look back in your life. You've had at least one friend in your life. That friend chose to be your friend instead of anybody else's friend. You have something that can draw people. Take some time, reflect on yourself. What are your strengths? What are your passions? What makes you unique? How can you apply those things into your stream? Let me give you some tips. What do you like to play? Are you good at a specific game and you want to try becoming the best at that game and focusing on your gameplay? Or do you have a more outgoing personality and you're not great at video games and you should be a variety streamer? Another advice streamer named Ashni recommended writing down a list of all the things you're good at and all the things you like, and then running down them and saying, can I make a stream entirely based off of one of these things? Now, I'm not saying you have to be that particular. Grab 3, grab 4 of those things, but you need to figure out what your brand is and build the rest of your stream around that brand. Number 5, now that you've figured out your brand, how are you gonna reach new viewers? Because frankly, it doesn't matter what game you play. When you're starting off new, you're gonna be at the bottom of a list of 1,000 people playing the same game you're playing. People are not going to scroll all the way down there. It just doesn't happen. When I first decided I was gonna give Twitch an honest effort, I started streaming 5 days a week for 5 hours. Didn't miss a single day. After 6 months of that, I found 0 growth. And we're not talking about the crappy Xbox app stream. We're talking professional overlays, animations on stream. It was an engaging stream. And there were 2 or 3 streams where for 5 or 6 hours, not a single person jumped into my stream. That viewer number was literally 0 for 5 hours. So don't think that you can just turn on the stream, grind it out, and eventually you'll grow. It doesn't work that way. Different ideas for growth are all over the place. If you are an incredible gamer, or maybe you have a really large personality and incredible moments happen on stream, clip them, download the video from the clip, tweet it out. I've known a lot of streamers that grew extremely fast because they had a clip go viral. I know a streamer who's used Instagram to grow. He started a meme account on Instagram that grew to millions of followers, and in that little, saved stories section, he had a link to his Twitch. Or maybe you do interesting things in real life, or you're great at video production. Start a YouTube channel. My growth on Twitch didn't start happening until I started making videos on this YouTube channel again a couple months ago. Sit down, make a plan to reach as many people as possible and link back to your stream. Number 6, be prepared to take everything you've planned so far and throw it in the garbage. Chances are your first idea to grow isn't gonna be the jackpot. But write up an outline of everything I've said, make a plan, and go ham for 3 months and see what happens. If nothing changes, trash it. Make a new plan, or make some large adjustments. This is a big part of that success formula on social media I mentioned. Give something an honest effort. If it doesn't work, change something. Before my wife and I found success on social media, I'd been making YouTube videos for like 5 years. We started making music finds every day, and we did every day, didn't miss a single day for 3 months, and we found almost no growth. We'd grown like 2,000 followers. So we took a step back and we looked at it and we said, what's something that we can do that nobody else is doing? We changed something, and literally 3 vines later, one went completely viral. And we had a handful go viral after that. The point I'm trying to make is if something doesn't seem to be fitting, don't push harder, don't force it. If it's not fitting, it's probably not fitting for a reason. I've seen YouTube vloggers that have vlogged every day for 2 years, and their 700th video gets the same amount of views as their first video because they look exactly the same. Don't be that person. Be willing to reflect on yourself and evolve. Eventually, one of your ideas will work. But if these don't solve your problems, at least you can get some free stuff from Colorware, right? On October 12th, the launch day of Black Ops 4, I'll be doing a 27-hour stream, and during the stream, I will be giving away a free custom colored product from Colorware. The product choice is up to you. The product color is up to you. All you have to do is go to Colorware's products page, choose one of the products that I've listed below, design your own creation of said product, and tweet it at me. Also make sure you like and retweet the tweet that I listed below. And that's it. I'll be choosing my favorite design on stream. I'll let Colorware know, they will make it and ship it to the winner. We've done this a couple times now. We've done Joy-Cons and Xbox controller and a Switch Pro controller. It always ends up being something really cool. Also, if you think there's something I missed in this video, something important, leave it in the comment down below. It might help the next person that comes and watches this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And of course, feel free to follow me on Twitch and jump in the streams that are every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6:30 Pacific time. Also, there's an Alpha Gaming Discord where you can not only get help on your stream, but there's also a whole section of streamers there where if you're looking for a collaboration, you can find some streamers right in there probably playing the same games you're playing. Jump in there, reach out to some streamers. If you want to learn more about how finding a collaboration on my Discord works, there's a link over to my left, my right, your left. Go check out that video. I hope this has been helpful, and as always, happy streaming. Welcome back to the Alpha Gaming channel. My name is Harris Heller. I am your stream doctor, and today we're gonna do something difficult. Today, I am going to tell you everything you might possibly need to know before choosing a camera for your stream. Like everything. Whether you're firing up your stream for the very first time tonight, or you've been streaming for a while and making enough money on it that you want to upgrade to something professional. Look, I've been working with cameras for a while now. I've been making professional YouTube videos for about 9 years, and I have a stupid amount of cameras lying around. From multiple webcams to professional DSLRs, even GoPros and their cheap knockoff counterparts. Sometimes expensive isn't better, and it's important to know what to look for. So in this video, the first thing I'm going to do is help you understand what to look for while you're searching through the never-ending spec sheets of cameras and help you weed through all crap. Really, there are only 3 specs that actually matter. So we'll talk about what they are, what you should look for, and then afterwards I'm going to give you my personal recommendation of what cameras you should purchase depending on what financial situation you're in. But before we get started, make sure you like this video, I mean only if you really like it, and please subscribe to the channel. Also, at the end of this, I'm going to be explaining a giveaway that I'm doing with Colorware in a couple weeks. So if you'd like some free custom colored gaming products, make sure you stick around for that. And of course, if you enjoy watching me, it's probably because I tricked you with all the jump cuts. Come follow me on Twitch and chill with me in the stream. But let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right into it. Let's talk about the 3 main specs you want to look for while browsing through webcams. And of course, if you're in the latter group of people that I mentioned and you're only here to talk about DSLRs, I'm going to include a timestamp right here. Skip to this point in the video, and that's where I start talking about DSLRs and, you know, what to choose and how to hook them up to your stream and all that stuff. Spec number 1, you probably guessed this one, 1080p. Now, right off the bat, this is kind of a weird one because 1080p is not only the least important spec, it's also the most important spec. And let me explain what that means. When you stream, your camera is this little thing in the corner, right? At most, that camera is live streaming in 360p, which is very big. You're probably not even using that much. So why does it matter if your camera is 1080p? Think about this. When a friend suggests a camera to you, what's the first thing they say? They usually say, oh, it's a great camera. It shoots in 1080p. It's a huge buzzword. And camera companies know this. It's the first spec they want to put on there because they know it'll sell a camera. And frankly, it's not even hard to do. There's many cameras in your phones are shooting in 4K nowadays. So the reason it's important is because if the camera makers didn't put 1080p in your camera, it means they probably cut a lot of other stuff too. Any camera that's less than 1080p is going to look like garbage. Not because it's not 1080p, but because it's a super cheap camera. Spec number 2, 60 frames per second. And now keep in mind, this one's only important if you're streaming in 60 frames per second. If you're streaming in 30 frames per second, this doesn't matter. While shows you watch on TV are filmed in 30 frames per second, video games are shot in 60 frames per second because all the rapid movement you're doing, those extra frames help you see fine details regardless of how fast you're turning your character. And as avid Twitch viewers, we've grown very accustomed to that frame rate. So if a game is playing in 60 frames per second but the camera is only in 30 frames, the viewer might not understand why, but it'll feel off for some reason. It's a weird subconscious thing, but spending a little extra cash on 60 frames per second for your camera can enhance the overall experience of your stream. Now, the last spec is actually my favorite one, and it's the field of view. Now, this is probably one you've never heard of before, and they're never shown on the main spec sheet of the camera. But if you Google a camera with the words field of view after, you'll always be able to find it. Now, this refers to how wide the viewing angle of a camera is. The larger the field of view, the more the camera can see. The farther you can move and interact without reaching the edge of the screen. Also, the wider the camera angle, the deeper the room looks behind you, which is a really cool effect. The webcam standard is 78 degrees, but there are some high-end webcams like the Logitech Brio that will actually go out to 90 degrees. And it can make a pretty big difference, whether you're streaming and you don't have a lot of space to put your webcam far away from you and you want to get a big view, or maybe you're green screened and you don't want to be confined to a small space for fear of hitting the edge of your camera, which can always be kind of awkward. Past those 3 specific things, what you're looking for isn't going to show up on a spec sheet. You're not going to know the actual image clarity and color quality of a camera unless you see the results for yourself. And really the only way to test those things is to watch side-by-side comparisons of cameras on YouTube and decide which one you think looks best for yourself. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about it because I'm about to give you my recommendations right now. Cool! I've assumed that you've written down everything I've told you so far, and so we're going to move into a segment that I like to call the doctor is in, and I'm the doctor, and here are the doctor's recommendations. Still workshop in the name. If you are a brand new streamer on a tight budget, the very first webcam I'd recommend is the Logitech C920. This is absolutely the best webcam you can get under $50. On Amazon right now, it is $48. It shoots in 1080p, 30 frames per second, 78-degree field of view. As long as you've got some light on you, the color quality and the clarity is pretty good. Plus, if you're looking on how to get extra quality out of your webcam, I made an entire video on that topic and used that webcam in particular as an example. Link to that video below. The second webcam I'd recommend is the Logitech Brio. It's $200 and it's advertised as the Brio 4K because it shoots in 4K, but Twitch can't stream in 4K, so why are you paying 4 times the price for it? Well, while it shoots in 4K at 30 frames per second, it shoots in 1080p at 60 frames per second. It has a 90-degree field of view and it looks much better in low light. Just to show you a side-by-side comparison, here's a clip of a YouTube video I found. You can see, one, how much more of a view you get with the Brio, but also just the clarity of things like her hair, her eyelashes. Everything is much crisper on the Brio. Part of that is due to the fact that the Brio, again, does much better in low light than the C920. If this girl had more lighting on her face like I do in mine, it would look a lot more similar. I know I suggested 2 Logitechs, they're just kind of ahead of the game on this. If you have a different webcam you use and you'd like to suggest it, go ahead and throw it in the comments. I love learning about new streaming gear, and if there's one that I don't know about, I'd like to do some research. Now, the Brio for a webcam is absolutely fantastic. And if you start looking for anything more than that, you're really starting to get into DSLR territory. And if you're wondering really what the difference is that pushes people to actually get a real camera and spend hundreds of dollars, there are a couple staggering differences. I mean, these cameras, unlike webcams, weren't designed for conference calls in office spaces. They were designed to shoot beautiful footage. And that's what they do. So let me break down some of these specific advantages for you. I'll give you my recommendation on some DSLRs, and then I'll give you a brief rundown on exactly what it takes to hook one of these up to your stream. The 3 main advantages to a DSLR over a webcam are control over the image color and low light quality, and the cool one, the bokeh effect. And if you don't know what the bokeh effect is, it's that look where you are in focus but everything behind you is blurry. Almost all new smartphones nowadays simulate this with software, with things like portrait mode on the new iPhone, but fancy cameras do it naturally. So real quick, let's talk about controls. There's a lot of things you can control in the DSLR. The settings are overwhelming, but the most important thing you can control is on a DSLR, you can swap out lenses. And lenses are crucial to the camera quality. In some cases, the lens is actually more important than the camera body itself. One of the biggest comments I get about my stream is they love my camera and room setup. People have no idea that that comes from my lens. The only reason I'm able to get that angle is because I have an ultra wide lens. Like ridiculously wide. Like, it looks like I'm sitting 8 feet away from the camera. I'm literally an arm's length away from my camera while I'm streaming. You know how we talked about the C920 having a 78-degree field of view and the Brio going all the way out to 90 degrees? My camera goes out to 114 degrees. And it's because of that I can get this super wide look on my stream that I have. Now, with extra color quality and low light, and the bokeh effect, we're going to talk about those 2 together because they're caused by the exact same piece of hardware. And that's the sensor. And I mentioned sensor in the other camera video that I linked to earlier. The sensor is what the light eventually falls on after traveling through the lens. It's the square piece of equipment that actually captures the image. It's like the film of a digital camera. And the larger the sensor, the more light is able to land on it and a clearer image you're able to get. Now, both of these webcams that I mentioned have a sensor that from corner to corner is about 6.5 millimeters. Let's compare that to my camera, which has what's called a full frame sensor in it, which is 43 millimeters across. That's literally like holding your smartphone up in front of your big screen TV. That is a massive difference of how much light each one picks up. A larger sensor is also what allows for a more drastic bokeh effect, which one is really cool because it separates you from your background and really makes you the focus, but also as TV show watchers and moviegoers, we recognize that as a very cinematic effect. And since it's an effect you can't get with a webcam because of the tiny sensor, it really makes you stand out if you have it in your stream. So you're a Twitch partner, you have a couple thousand subs, you're ready to invest in a brand new camera. Let's talk about some recommendations. First of all, on the low end, and by low end I mean $650. We're talking about the Canon SL2. The SL2 is the cheapest camera I can find with the 2 required features that I need for a streaming camera. The first one being a clean HDMI out, which means when you plug your camera in using the HDMI signal, there's no black letterbox around it. It's full resolution, it's not compressed, it doesn't have information about what you're shooting all over the screen. Important to know, by the way, on the Canon SL2, the only way to get clean HDMI output, for some reason you have to turn off the autofocus. But that's fine. When I'm streaming, I don't even use autofocus, even though my camera can do it. The other necessary feature is being able to turn off the auto power save function, meaning when the camera automatically shuts itself off because you haven't touched it in a while. There are actually some cheaper Sonys that I've tried using before, but the longest you can get the camera to last is 30 minutes. With the SL2, you're able to make that indefinite, so your camera never shuts itself off automatically. And that's important when you're doing a 9-hour stream or 24-hour stream. Now, part of the reason the SL2 is so much less expensive than other cameras is because it has what's called a crop sensor. This means the sensor's a little bit smaller. It's 27 millimeters across. That's still much better than a webcam, and you're gonna notice it. It's gonna look great in low light. But things like the bokeh effect won't be nearly as drastic. The lens that comes with the camera will widen out to about 80 degrees at its max. If you're looking for something wider, there are some 10mm lenses on Amazon that go up to a couple $100. Of course, link below. And my most expensive suggestion of the night is the Sony A7. It's one of the cheapest full feature cameras to have a full frame sensor on it. We used it a ton a year ago at the Alpha Gaming House, and it was absolutely incredible. And because it's a full frame sensor, if you're looking for the same 114 degree angle that I get on my camera, you can pick up the Rokinon 14mm lens on Amazon. Link to that below too. Now, because these aren't webcams, there is something extra that you're gonna need to do to hook these up to your computer. First off, you'll need a power supply, because eventually the battery's gonna die. They're not gonna last a full stream. Essentially what you're looking for is a fake, like, dummy battery that you fit inside your camera that has a cable coming out of it that plugs into the wall. Your camera thinks it's a battery, but it's really just a battery that lasts forever. Secondly, you will need a separate capture card specifically for your camera. And for this, I recommend the Elgato Camlink. Basically, it's a streamlined capture card that looks like a flash drive with an HDMI port on the back. It's designed exactly for this function. Now, I do have a lot of people on stream asking me about this software called SparkoCam, which allows you to plug your DSLR into your computer via USB, and your computer treats your camera like a webcam. There's a reason I recommend going the capture card route. The full license of this software that doesn't expire after a year costs $100, which is almost as much as the Camlink anyway. But also, the HDMI port on the camera wasn't designed to send a full quality image through it. I mean, that's what they added the HDMI port for. I did some research on this and I watched someone use this camera. I captured some of his footage and I imported it into my video software, and I found that he was only getting 16 frames per second. So do yourself a favor, get a Camlink, do it right. There's no reason to spend hundreds of dollars on a camera if you're just gonna get 16 frames per second. But that is my full comprehensive review of anything you might possibly need to know about cameras for streaming. Remember, your viewers aren't there to watch a video game. There are thousands of other people playing the exact same thing that you're playing. Your viewers are there to watch you. Make sure they can see you. Also remember, after I say that, your camera quality alone will not help you grow on Twitch. So don't go shelling out hundreds of dollars on a camera if you don't have all your other ducks in order first. If you're a new streamer with a tight budget, buy the C920. If you're a new streamer with a flexible budget, get the Brio. If this is your full-time job and you are successful at streaming, give your viewers a good experience and get a nice cam. This is your job now. Do it right. But speaking of all this amazing dope equipment, let's talk about that Colorware giveaway. Colorware is a company that custom paints electronic equipment, and very, very well. I actually bought an Apple mouse from them about 8 years ago, and the paint has yet to have a single chip in it. I've worked with this company a handful of times before. We've given out Xbox controllers, we've given out Switch Joy-Cons. Last time we gave out a Switch Pro controller. And during my next 24-hour, well, actually 27-hour stream that I'm doing October 12th, we'll be giving away something else. And that thing is actually up to you. Colorware said they'd be happy to give out an Xbox controller, a PlayStation DualShock, whatever they call their controllers now, Switch Joy-Cons, or a Pro controller, or one of the Logitech gaming mice that they have. What I need you to do to enter this is twofold, okay? First, go like and retweet my pinned tweet. Link to that specific tweet down below. Second step, go to the Colorware link in the description. This is the fun part. Pick one of those 5 specific products that I mentioned. Customize the color yourself using their cool little website workshop. Screenshot your creation and tweet it at me. Make sure you tag me and make sure you tag Colorware. That's how I'm gonna find it. During the evening of the 24-hour stream on October 12th, I will be picking my favorite completely anonymously. If I pick you, I will send the design to Colorware. They will ship it directly to you. You'll have it in a couple weeks. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you'll participate in the giveaway. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have a specific camera suggestion, leave it in the comments below. If you've picked up or plan on picking up one of these cheap cameras, make sure you check out the video to your left where I talk about things you can do to cheaply upgrade the quality of your camera without buying a whole new one. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the Alpha Gaming YouTube channel, and of course, feel free to follow me on Twitch and join in the live streams. We'd love to have you there. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, happy streaming.
Woo! Hey guys, GadLevel here, and today we're going to be talking about 10 mistakes that small streamers make when they're just starting and a little bit after that. Alright, so not only I'm gonna try to keep the video short, I have 10 things to list, but on top of that, I also want to not just point out negative things, I also want to try to give solutions, but honestly, each of those points will require like one full video, so I'm gonna prioritize keeping it short. So if you already know me or subscribed to the channel, that's fine. If you're new here, my name is GadLevel. I am the admin of Twitch Connect, which is a streamer community group slash team in a way. I am a multimedia artist. I have a lot of experience in marketing, but also I've mostly have experience working with streamers for about 2 or 3 years now. So most of the problems that I point out and most of the solution or advice that I give is based on experience. Anyways, let's get right into it. Number 1, and this one is the worst and also the most common one. It's follow for follow. Oh my god. Now there are so many disadvantages when doing follow for follow. I shouldn't even have to tell you that, but still, okay, the only advantage of doing follow for follow is basically the number of followers will go up. That's the only thing that it will change to your stream. But the negative side is, first of all, you're gonna have a lot of followers and not a lot of viewers. Most of new people who come to your channel, they're gonna see that, they're gonna think it's suspicious, they might think you're follow botting, some people might even report you for that. Second disadvantage, some people who see you asking for follow will kind of blacklist you and will never check out your channel and anyone associated with you. So you immediately put yourself in a bad position because a lot of people are gonna see you as someone to avoid at all costs. Another disadvantage is that as soon as you say, hey, you wanna follow for follow, people automatically know that your content is garbage, for lack of better words. I'm being diplomatic here, okay? As soon as someone tells me, hey, you know what? I just followed you. Can you follow me back? I automatically know. And honestly, 99% of the time, you know the content is garbage because otherwise they would tell you about their content. They would say, hey, you know what? I do this on my stream. Would you be interested in watching my stream? So anyways, when you're just starting out, follow for follow seems like a good thing. It seems like the best way to gain a bunch of followers, but followers don't matter. The numbers don't matter. What matters is the quality of the content that you're producing, how you advertise yourself, and how you can build a community and keep regulars coming to your stream every time you go live. Huge mistake number 2, and this one I see it a lot, but a lot less than follow for follow, but still, I still see it a lot. It's having high expectations. Basically thinking that streaming is something that anyone can just download OBS and start streaming, or just download the app on your Xbox or your PS4 and then start streaming. And then you stream for a month and you realize, oh my god, am I supposed to be entertaining or something? Am I just not supposed to just play video games and get money? Yeah, exactly. When you're streaming, you're placing yourself on a podium, on a stage, and you're supposed to be an entertainer. Imagine yourself doing that in real life. Imagine yourself in a room full of people and they're all looking at you, they're not talking, and you are supposed to entertain them. You're supposed to make them feel comfortable enough for them to even talk to you, and then you can have a conversation. But if they don't talk, you still gotta talk because you're on that stage. And if you're not doing anything entertaining, well, they're gonna leave. So yeah, when you set your expectations too high, basically you're gonna start streaming and you're gonna see how hard streaming actually is. Like, streaming is easy. Being a successful streamer is really hard. So then you're gonna fall into a pit of desperation where all you're gonna do is complain about how people have it better without even seeing all the effort other people are putting into their streams. The solution to that would be like set the bar a little lower for yourself, okay? Know that if you're just starting, you're not gonna be successful. People stream for years. Even the top streamers right now, they stream for years, or they have experience in marketing and entertainment. They know what they're doing right now, but they didn't always knew, and then they all started with 0 viewers. Looking at that viewer count, seeing 0 but still pushing. Mistake number 3, this one is a very wide one, is what I call the small streamer folklore. It's basically all the myth and mythical things that small streamers fall for all the time. And honestly, like, I would lie if I told you that I haven't abused this system just to get numbers, but I'm gonna give you a list of things that small streamers are doing, thinking that they're progressing in any way, but actually they're not doing anything. And sometimes it's even harmful for their stream. Let's begin with the legend of communities. This beautiful thing called stream teams, communities, associations, squads. Basically, those are all things that small streamers join and they think they're gonna go straight to the top. They're gonna give a little bit of contribution, and then everyone in this community is going to support them because they're part of the fam, of the squad. No, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but to my knowledge, there are no magic groups, magic buses, I like to call them, that will just bring you to success. All you have to do is join and put a couple hashtags after your tweets, and then boom, you're just being carried all the way to the top of Twitch. No, it doesn't work like that. If your content is bad and no one wants to watch it, joining a stream team, joining a community, joining a squad, a group, whatever you call it, it's not gonna make people watch your stream. And most of the time, the leaders of those communities just benefit. Usually there are like 3 people that are partnered in those communities, and usually the leader gets the most attention, the most followers, because everyone is trying to impress the leader, thinking they're gonna get something back. So you're better off actually starting your own community and just scamming small streamers. Don't do that. But hey, it's part of the game. Another legend is the legend of Twitter bots. You will see a lot of small streamers put a bunch of ads and a bunch of hashtags in every going live tweet, and they will actually get a bunch of retweets, a bunch of likes. The thing is, those are all accounts that are managed by bots, basically. That means this small streamer is gonna get 10 likes and 10 retweets, but none of those are real people. Meaning none of those are potential viewers or potential followers. Basically, none of them are going to watch your content. But just like follow for follow, it's just this feeling of the numbers. If I see 10 retweets, I feel better about myself. If I see 2K followers, even though I have 0 viewers, I feel better about myself. This is not a good mentality to have. You will never make it if you keep thinking like that. And honestly, the people you're trying to impress, the people you're trying to cater to, the potential viewers, potential followers, potential subs, they hate Twitter accounts that are just, hey, I'm going live, and then 10 accounts are tagged. 10 hashtags are down there. They hate that because it's spam accounts. It's 100% spam accounts. There's no personality. There's no effort. There's no actual advertisement. You're just dumping your link and tagging a bunch of bots. Another legend before we move on is the link dumping legend. So this consists on dumping your Twitch link wherever you can without putting any effort. Not uploading images, not uploading videos, just putting your link and putting a small description. First of all, on Facebook, you need to post on Facebook groups, but there's a way of doing it right. Because if you just dump your link, it's literally not doing anything. It's just as valuable as the Twitter bots. I actually made a video about that, so if you want to know how to dump your links successfully on Facebook groups, I will put something top right of your screen. But yes, often you will see small streamers have a message with their link, and then they dump it on every single social media, every Discord server they're part of, and they do this every time they go live. The same link, the same message sometimes. Flash news, if people saw it once and they weren't interested, if you post the same link with the same message with no effort whatsoever, the next day, they're not gonna magically become interested. They're not interested the first time. You need to switch it up. Anyways, moving on. Mistake number 4 is having a weird relationship with your viewers. Hear me out. Often you will see a lot of small streamers practically begging to get people into their stream. I also made a video about that, why you should stop begging. And in their minds, the relationship is, help me reach a certain milestone. And that's how they advertise their stream. That's the only way they advertise their stream. Like, hey guys, I'm about to go play this. I'm almost at 100 followers. Help me reach 100 followers. Not giving any reason why their stream is interesting. Just asking for help, pretty much. Help me reach 500 subs, help me reach 500 followers. Okay, now the solution to that is that you are an entertainer. The relationship doesn't go as in, hey, I like playing video games. I'm playing video games, help me reach milestones. Give me your money, help me pay my bills. This is not what the relationship is. The relationship is, you are a content creator, okay? You provide entertainment to people. So people come in, and when they get the entertainment and they're satisfied and the entertainment is to their taste, that's when they decide to support, or they decide to consume the entertainment over and over again. They're gonna follow you and they're gonna subscribe because they want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing because they profit off of it. It entertains them. It makes them feel better. It makes them, they love hanging out with you and stuff like that. It doesn't start by them coming to you and you asking for them to give you stuff. This is not what it is. Think about it like a business. You will never see a business advertising itself by saying, hey, you know what? If we get 10 more customers, we're gonna have 100 customers today. No, they will say, hey, you know what? My product is great. Wouldn't you like that product? Come take a look. Here, flashy images, colors, just to get you interested in the product. So you will, with your own will, you will come and you will, I don't know, taste their product. So when advertising your stream, tell people what makes you stand out, what makes you different. Find the funniest clip from your Twitch channel and then advertise with that. Let people know, look, this is my personality. This is how fun my stream can get. Don't you want to watch this? Now you get people interested. But if you're going, hey, I'm almost at 100 followers, come support the stream. No, that's also something that makes me guarantee that the stream is boring. If that's how you advertise your stream, in my head, immediately I'm like, this stream is garbage. Okay, moving on. Mistake number 6 is not learning. Not learning about what? About how to properly advertise your stream. What do you mean? This is what I'm doing right now. Yes and no. What I mean is that the tools you use to promote your stream, most of the time you will see that small streamers don't know anything about how it actually works. I know you've been using Facebook for a long time. I know you've been using Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter for a long time, but most likely you don't know how the algorithms work. And that's a problem because you've never created content before. Now that you're creating content, you're wondering, how do I get strangers basically to view my content? You've never had to do that because you only post stuff that your family and friends could see. This is not about family and friends anymore. You want to reach the whole world if you can, or at least like people that are interested in streams. So a solution to that is go to YouTube. You're probably on YouTube right now. Go to search bar, type social media marketing. There are so many like 2 hours long seminars on YouTube explaining from A to Z all you need to know about every single social media platform and their algorithm, how to please the algorithm, how to post something to have the maximum impact. The fact that if you only post your Twitch link on Facebook without posting an image or a video, the algorithm will do whatever it can to hide your stuff. So basically you're not gonna get as much reach as if you posted your link and the little video saying, hi, I'm live, or just smiling. How Instagram can shadow ban you if you use certain hashtags that are kind of touchy. Learn about it. All the information you need is here on YouTube. So there's no excuses why you don't know how the Facebook algorithm works, how the Instagram algorithm works, how the YouTube algorithm works. So look up marketing, social media marketing, influencer marketing, marketing strategies, etc. You have a business, so you should learn about being an entrepreneur. Mistake number 7. And this one kind of goes back to the high expectation one. It's blaming. That's something I see every single day. Blaming others for your lack of success, or blaming the platform, or blaming this or blaming that. Keep in mind that if you're not successful, it's just because you're not doing the right things. It's like, I'm not gonna say it's just your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Some people are in positions where they just can't put in all the effort in the world. It's like, it's pretty much a full-time job to just advertise your stream. Even if you're a small streamer, even if you stream once per week, advertising your stream and doing it right can be very, very overwhelming, especially if you don't know what you're doing at first. If you are putting content out there and people are not seeing it, or people are seeing it but they don't like it, it's not the competition's fault, it's not the platform's fault, because a lot of people are doing it and they're doing just fine, and you will never hear them complain about others. And all this blaming often leads to drama, especially in those Facebook groups. Oh my god, people completely lash out onto others, blaming them for their lack of success. And one little tip I'm gonna give you about drama. Drama can be a tool that you can use to actually make it to the top, but the little petty drama between small streamers, usually it gets you blacklisted. Yes, if you're being petty, you're being mean to people, you're getting banned from groups. Fun fact, it may seem like, hey, I get banned from this group. It doesn't matter, I'll just go on the other one. They're all connected, we all know each other. So chances are, if you burn your bridges with a group of people, you actually burnt your bridges with a bunch of people that you don't even know yet. So you're losing potential. Once again, whose fault is that? Your fault. One note on the competition thing. When you see others promoting their streams and you're thinking, oh, that's my competition, and if they're doing it so well, how can I compete with them? One thing you need to keep in mind is that your community is not their community. Also, one person can watch multiple streams, and if that person is not even doing, sometimes I see people complaining about other people that are killing it when it comes to marketing their streams and saying, how can I compete with that? Actually, you know what? Let me give you an actual example, okay? Mia Khalifa, when she joined Twitch, I've seen so many people rage out saying that she's gonna have all the viewers, she's gonna steal the viewers. And I need to clarify things for you if you still think that way, that, oh, she was an adult film star, so she's gonna have all the viewers, everyone's gonna be watching her, no one's gonna be watching me. She had a cooking show on the IRL section of Twitch, and all the people complaining were League of Legends players and Call of Duty players and Minecraft players. You know what? If someone is on Twitch to watch people based on their looks, that's 100% their rights, and you have nothing to say to that. People consume the products that the entertainment that they want. You don't have a say. It's their freedom. It's their free will. They do whatever they want. But mostly, if people are on Twitch are watching streams based on the streamer's appearance, that is not going to change if you ban their favorite streamer, this streamer that you think is stealing your viewers, their viewers are gonna leave the platform with them and are gonna go to another platform to watch the same kind of entertainment that they love and they enjoy. That doesn't mean that they're gonna come and watch your Minecraft streams. They're not gonna watch your Call of Duty streams. So no, those people are not your competition. Those people are not your viewers. You don't have the same viewers. So stop blaming other streamers for your lack of success. It's not their fault that you're not making it yet. Keep pushing, focus on yourself. Improve your content every single day. Mistake number 8. I'm gonna stop doing the finger thing. It's kind of a soft one because we kind of talked about it when I was talking with the previous points. Basically begging. Don't ask people to do anything for you. Your viewers are not, you're not a charity case. You can have a donation goal and all that, but that's in your stream. That means the people already came to your stream to see that, so they're already involved. And even then, they're not forced. You can't force them to actually donate to you or anything. It's free content. You're a content creator that provides free entertainment on the internet. Always keep that in mind. You didn't open a clothing store where every item has a price, and still then people can still come in your store, look at every single item and leave. That's their right. So things like, can you please host me? Or I just started, can you please check out my channel? Hey, can you coach me? It's so bad for you. It's so bad. The information that you're looking for is out there. You are willing to improve your stream if you're watching this video right now. But stop asking people to do stuff for you if you don't even offer anything in return. You can say, hey, come check, can you please check, well, first of all, don't say, can you please check out my stream? Say, hey, do you want to check out my stream? Here's a little clip of this stream. If you're interested, come say hi. People that are already in the stream, you can say, hey, you know what? Follow. If you enjoy the stream, follow so that next time I'm streaming, you can also catch me. If you're just starting, every message that says, hey, could you please check out my stream? I'm just starting out. This is a huge indicator that your content is not good. Therefore, why would I go watch something that I pretty much know is not good? Imagine if Netflix had an advertisement for a new show, and the new show was like a little, I don't know, a very young filmmaker who's like, hey guys, I'm not done with film school yet, but I started working on this series with my friend, and it would be really cool if you checked it out. That doesn't sound interesting at all. That really doesn't sound interesting. You're going, if you go in, it's like kind of like by pity or because you're curious, but most likely you already know that you're gonna be disappointed, that it's not gonna be something that you want to sit down and watch for hours, because the person, which is you in that clip, already told the viewer that, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing. I probably won't be able to entertain you for a long period of time. So yeah, stop begging. If you want people to come and watch your stream, give them something, or tell them that you're gonna give them something. Say, hey, I'm going live, I'm doing a giveaway. That's good. If you say, hey, I'm going live, I would really appreciate it if you check my stream and follow. That's bad. Number 9, mistake number 9 is lack of skills. You're like, oh, wow, you're getting harsh, Gail. What do you mean lack of, I don't have skills? Why would that be a mistake? Okay, let's say that when you decide to become a content creator, you decided to become a content creator. If you're rich, this doesn't apply to you, because everything you need, you can just pay someone to do it for you, right? If money isn't an issue, you're not gonna have problems with emotes, sub badges, logos, banners, panels, and every time you need to switch them, you can just pay someone. Are you rich? If you're rich, this doesn't apply to you at all. If you're not rich and you're not even close to making enough money with streaming to actually invest money back in it, then learn how to use free software. Learn how to design your own panels. Learn how to make a banner. Learn how to do video editing. It's kind of weird for me to even think that, what do you do for a living? What are you trying to do for a living? What's your dream job or whatever? And people are like, I want to stream. I want to be a full-time streamer. What is streaming? Oh, it's basically creating content but live. What I do is that broadcast video to an audience. And you're like, oh, that's cool. Do you have a YouTube channel? Because I don't have time to watch 4-hour streams every single day. Like, yeah, I got a YouTube channel. And you're like, oh, so you do video editing? And they're like, no, I don't know how to do video editing. Like, how are you're an entertainer, you're a multimedia entertainer who doesn't know how to use any image editing software. You don't know how to edit a simple like clip video. You can take like 5 clip files and put them back to back and upload that to YouTube. That's a problem. And please don't dumb it down to, don't say talent. Talent sounds like it's a gift from gods and you either have it or you don't. No, you learn. You go to YouTube and you type top 10 free editing softwares. And then once you find one, I think HitFilm is one. I use Adobe Premiere. It's not free, but still. And you type, okay, you got HitFilm, you download it, it's free, awesome. And then you type HitFilm's tutorial, basics for beginners. And you start learning. It's gonna take some time, but 2 months later, you won't have to pay an editor and wait for an editor and have them do something that you don't like for like $50 to $100 to $150 for a 2 minutes video. It's not reasonable, especially if you're a small streamer and you're probably not even making 20 bucks a month with streaming. It's like you're opening up a clothing store and you have no idea how to fold clothes or how to operate any of the machines required for you to get money in. So you have to pay people to do those things and you never learn. So you're always dependent. Your own business is always dependent on other people. But like I said, if you're rich, I guess you won't care if money isn't an issue. And finally, mistake number 10 is not having a plan. Basically, it's falling victim to that just stream lol forehead, having no idea where your stream is going to go and just going with the flow. I'm not saying that's not gonna work. Some people are natural entertainers. They're very interesting people. They always have something interesting to say. They're very good with having conversation with, they're very outgoing, outspoken, and interesting. But most people who start streaming is just because, hey, I like playing video games. Let me just stream. That's when you need to learn how to actually be a good entertainer. And you don't have to learn it before you start streaming. It's a learning path. Like, you need to learn it while you're streaming. You need to be thinking to yourself, why am I not successful yet? Or why do I not see any progress, right? So once you got everything set up and you finally hit that plateau where you really don't see any progress, that's when you maybe should consider coming up with a plan, a marketing strategy, where you will write down everything that you are going to be doing, having a schedule, promoting your stream this way, that way, basically having a plan. Something that I see a lot is not only people falling for the just stream lol thing, but also the just buy every AAA game that comes out and stream it. And they're like, oh, I don't know why I'm not getting any viewers. And you're like, what games are you playing? And you're like, I play Fortnite and I'm an average entertainer. Like, yeah, okay, that might be the problem. And I get it, okay? If you enjoy a game, you want to play it. But you need to decide at some point, if streaming is just a hobby, do you want to come back from work and just stream because you're gonna play anyways? Or are you streaming to see some growth and maybe do it full time? Because you're not gonna be successful if streaming is just people watch me do something to kill time. This isn't reality TV. Even reality TV, there's reality in the name. It's mostly fake, it's mostly scripted to make it entertaining. So a solution to that would be, first of all, you should know every game, no matter how big the community is, that is coming out. You should, pretty much every single day, you need to check up which games are coming out soon. Obviously, I advise you playing more indie game. Why? Because the developers are closer. The community is closer together with indie games. Okay, cool. Fortnite has millions of people watching, but most of the viewers are just on the top list. Basically, imagine like it was a pit, right? And and people were piled up in the pit. And outside of the pit, there's a lot of people talking or trying to meet people that are stacked up in the pit. It's a weird metaphor. If you're all the way to the bottom, basically the more popular that pit is, the more deep it'll be. So if you're all the way to the bottom, no one's gonna hear you, no one's gonna see you, no one's gonna know you exist, and no one will really want to. Now, indie games are also a pit, but it's a much more shallow. So indie games are also a pit, but they're more like shallow. So the number of people stacked up is way less. So all those viewers that are outside the pit screaming, shouting things and looking down, they can easily talk to you. And sometimes the cool thing with indie games is that the devs will actually watch pretty much all the streamers. If there's like 20 people only streaming the game, I've seen it happen so many times where devs will come in and give free codes and give advice about the game, ask for suggestions and feedback. And then the devs, it's a game company, it's a small game company, and then they have, I don't know, 10,000 followers on Twitter. And then you say, oh, I'm going live, and then you add them, and they recognize you because they watch your stream. Then they retweet you, and then boom, 10,000 people are seeing your tweet now. See, you see the logic behind it? Now imagine doing that with a AAA game. You can tweet at Call of Duty and Epic Games and Riot and Blizzard as much as you want, but it's so hard to get recognized. And even then, even like Blizzard, I've seen them retweet a lot of stuff, but they're retweeting so much stuff that people are not even paying attention anymore. It's mostly like stuff like cosplay or fan art. It's not you with your 3 viewers and your 50 followers going live. And the fun fact is that there are some medium-sized game companies that still do this. Rocksmith, for example, if you tag them, if you play Rocksmith on Twitch and if you tag them, from time to time they retweet someone just going live playing Rocksmith, and it's so cool. So yeah, to sum it up, get a marketing strategy for your stream. Know exactly what you're gonna be doing, how you're gonna be doing it, and how it's gonna work. And if that doesn't work, come up with another plan, because you learn along the way, right? When you're executing your first plan, if it's really not working, you can modify some stuff, because you're gonna learn. You are going to learn. If you keep posting on Facebook but you're not getting any viewers from Facebook, you're doing something wrong. You need to find another way to advertise your stream on Facebook. But most importantly, you need to make sure that some people at least actually enjoy your stream. If you're not confident in your product, if you think your product sucks and all you need to do is get people to... It's not gonna work like that. You can get 1 million people to click on your link. If your stream sucks, most likely you're not gonna get not even 1 follower. Anyways, I don't want to ramble too much. If you made it till here, like, thank you so much for watching. If you want to talk to me, you can shoot me a message at level_photo on Twitter. You can follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/GaelLevel. I rarely stream, I'm not gonna lie. You can also follow me on Instagram. That's instagram.com/gael.level. And if you're looking for overlays to make your streams look good, you go to gumroad.com/GaelLevel. I have a bunch of free overlays there. If you haven't started streaming yet and you're considering it, I have a link down below in the description to download Streamlabs OBS. If you use my link, I get a little bit of money. Downloading it is completely free for you. But I get a little bit of money if you use my code, and also charity gets a little bit of money. So consider it. I've been thinking about maybe live streaming on this account on YouTube here. Maybe to go like do the streamer podcast again, or maybe do some live tutorials. I really don't want to do Photoshop tutorial videos, but if I'm doing, I don't know, how to make a logo on a live stream, it's better because you guys can ask questions and I can answer them on the spot. So let me know if you're interested in that. And if you have seen a very common mistake that small streamers make, you can also put that in the comment section below. I've been talking for a while now. I'm gonna start the video now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. GaelLevel out.
Not like I wanted to, but it's something.
Hold on, my fault. I need Are we live? We are. We do it live, and that's what this is about. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Streaming 101, creating a one-year business plan for your stream. This is, on my far left, Jared Huckabee. He's the community manager for Cloud Imperium Games, the creator of Star Citizen. Right to my left, crowdfunding.
Did you actually work with Mark Hamill? Have you met the guy?
I have met Mark Hamill.
Ooh. Is he a nice guy?
Also, John Rhys Davies called him Santa.
Yes,
So.
and John Rhys Davies did call me Santa.
You've met all of the Star Wars, haven't you? You've met Lando, you've met Mark Hamill.
That picture
You
of
get
me
the
and
full
Billy Williams
collection.
on my phone.
Yeah, so check that game out. This is Edward Lewis. He's the community manager for Elite Dangerous, community content manager.
And the astute amongst you might notice that that means that the two warring space sim guys are next to each other right now. It turns out we're best of friends.
Adorable. Terrible. And I am Bad News Baron, a.k.a. Matt. I am the creator of Stream Academy, which is a new course designed to help people who are just starting out in their streams. And I myself am a full-time partnered Twitch streamer. I've been doing this for about a year and a half as my full career. So I'm going to try to share with you guys the roadmap that I've made that I never had. So these guys are going to be helping me out, specifically showing the developer side of things, what they look for with content creators, and how you can engage them a little bit better and form those relationships, even as, you know, if you're a smaller broadcaster all the way up to larger broadcasters, what they look for. So let's go ahead and do it.
Just before we begin, can we give Matt a huge round of applause, please, guys? Because he spent so long getting this sorted out. Louder, come on! Woo! Can we do a real quick thing as well, just before? I just want to see people's like show of hands. Like, how many of you guys are streaming already, like on a regular basis?
Okay. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, and I think that that's really, like, I was saying this just before we started, and I don't want to derail your thing at all.
Do it.
But like, it just goes to show that a lot of people want to stream, and so just keep that in mind. Obviously. Oh, you right?
You told me to do my thing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're doing your thing. Okay. Just I think my point is as well, like you were saying before, that this isn't like a get rich quick. This
No.
how to be famous.
So let's manage expectations right up front. This is not about getting internet famous. This is not about getting rich fast from the internet. This is none of those things. This is just to give you a guide so that you know what kind of direction to go in, specifically if you're putting yourself out there and you're just a little bit confused about where you can go. We can give you sort of the tools and the language to do what you do, but your mileage will vary, so we got to get that right out of the way. So. Thank you guys for joining me. I want to thank all you guys for coming out here as well. This is amazing turnout. This is the biggest crowd I've sat in front of live. So being in front of 2,000 people on a stream is a little bit different than being full of a big community hall like this. This is fun.
We had an over-under of 8 people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Just barely. We have this structured out into month-by-month basis. As far as what sort of things you should focus on month by month. You don't have to do it month by month, and probably you shouldn't, but if you were to focus really strongly on one thing, this would be the topic. So let's go over to the overall project. This is the 12-month cycle. We call it a cycle because your process of learning and growing and refining what you do in your brand and your product never really ends. You always have to keep doing it. But over the course of the year, this is sort of what you do, and it's helpful every January or whenever you start this to come back. So first of all, you need to watch. You need to watch lots of streamers. You need to figure out what else is out there, what people are doing. You need to figure out who you are as a content creator, what your identity is, what you are good at, what your niche is. You need to become a marketer. You need to learn more about marketing. Even professional marketers are always trying to learn more because it's a constantly changing industry. As we get new tools to interact with our audiences and our customers, we learn better ways to engage them and how to refine sort of the social aspect of this thing. You need to look for opportunities and find your space. You, as people, change as time goes on. Everybody changes, their interest changes, their skill set changes. So it's always worthwhile to go by and try to really make sure that you are inhabiting your space the best that you can, that you are specific, and that you are creating a good message. It's good to spend a while focusing on your community, assemble a support group of your moderators, of other streamers who can help you out and be a sounding board for your ideas. You should always go through once a month and monetize. Just approach how you're doing monetization if you are at that point with your stream. Review how you have things like your Game Wisp or your Patreon page set up, your affiliate programs and things. We'll get into all this stuff very, very granular. Spend a month focusing on your brand specifically. So you can, when we say this, by the way, we mean push everything else out of your mind. Like just forget about the other stuff for just a little while so you can really hone in on this. So your actual brand identity, the assets that you create as part of that. If you have a style guide, making sure that's all refined. You know, companies go through and they remake their logos. It's the same sort of thing. Querying developers, if you find that you are getting a little bit lax on looking for what opportunities are down the road, it's always helpful to go and do that and just make sure that you're really, really doing a great job of you getting yourself out there. It's always good to refine your product, to really review yourself. It's amazing how many streamers don't actually watch their own content and analyze their stuff. You are putting out a show, so like a lot of professional comedians, for example, will watch highlights and keep going back over and over and over through their content, trying to figure out where they can improve. It's a good thing to do. And then, of course, getting ready for conventions, because this is the most fun part of being a streamer, is getting to meet all you cool individuals out there. So let's go through. So year one, this is sort of what your cycle will look like, and then year two, you're going to be doing this on sort of a smaller scale. So let's do it. Let's go through, and we're going to try to take some questions at the end and get so many of you guys' questions answered. All right, so month one, watching. In month one, you really need to stop worrying about growing your channel. Whether you are just about to start out or you are already a broadcaster, for the next 4 weeks, just stop caring about if you are hitting a plateau, okay? Don't worry about the fact that you may not be growing the way that you want to. If you're growing really awesome, that's great, that's fantastic, but push it out of your mind because you need to sit down and watch a lot of content, consume as much as you can. You don't have to just consume Twitch streams, by the way, to look for how to perform as an entertainer. You can go and watch Late Night, you can watch Conan, you can watch I don't watch any others. I like Craig Ferguson. That's fine. I'm not a huge fan of these people. Noah, The Daily Show. You can go watch Colbert. You can do all this stuff. Really figure out what you like.
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton. Any Graham Norton fans? Yeah, Graham Norton. I want Graham Norton to get the loudest cheer of the day. Graham Norton. Yeah.
The Brit would say that.
Leave it to the English guy to bring up Graham Norton.
He's fantastic.
He's pretty good.
Like, love that. Go back and watch that and figure out what qualities you liked about him as an entertainer and see how you can incorporate that into your own performance. What makes sense for you. So, spend the month doing that. It's a good first foundation for you to make. Month two, actually focus and find your identity, which is, again, when we work with new streamers, a lot of people don't really take time to figure out who they are and what their message is. So go through and find out what are your strengths and weaknesses. Is there a particular game genre or niche that you can become a go-to guy for? And we talk about this sort of stuff in the Academy as like there's already a really like a bunch of A-list streamers already. It's gonna be hard to try to break into that top tier. It doesn't really happen much anymore. But if you can become sort of the, like, nobody's gonna become Elohim, but if you can be like the Elohim of like Western RPGs or whatever like your thing is, go do that. Find your voice. Do you have any hobbies or special interests that can become part of your show? Do you like cooking? You want to do a cooking show once a month? I think Giant Waffle does the painting of figurines on his stream, and people absolutely love it. They go crazy for it. If you have these other interests, work them in, because chances are your viewers will also share those interests with you, and they can bond with you over that.
There was a broadcast where Matt here built a desk on stream for 8 hours. And he had hundreds of people watching him build a desk. And that's because they'd connected with his identity just as much as
a desk builder
that he does. And it wasn't a very good desk.
Oh, it's horrible.
I mean, the whole time we're watching it, it's like you're partially watching like, hey, we like
It's
Matt.
not level.
And it's also like, this is a disaster. This is not going well. So that's all part of his identity, though.
Your identity doesn't have to be competent, by the way. You can be... Just look at people love Mr. Bean, right? He's not very good at anything, and he is just such a sweetie. There you go. Yeah. We're trying to throw you a bone here. I know that you're underrepresented. So, yeah. So yeah, if you have hobbies or special interests, work them in, make them part of your identity. If you were like super into, I was talking to a guy yesterday who raises chickens, and is that you over there? Yes. So I mean, that's his thing. So like a lot of streamers have pets and stuff. They have cats and they have dogs, and you'll see like cat cam in the corner, real cats. This is my cats right now. He's gonna do that with his chickens. How cool is that gonna be? I'd love to watch some chickens on Twitch. That'd be good. Yes, well done. Thank you very much for that.
So I think it's going back to that point as well from that we made at the start when we made people put their hands up. You saw how many of you guys want to stream, so I think it really is important to find an identity and sort of find the thing that makes you stand out slightly. Like for example, Matt here, you kind of started out at least. I don't know if Bad News Baron, your channel, you still just focusing on space streams?
Yes.
And now obviously that's the reason why we're here now. And I'll go into these details a little bit later on from a developer's perspective. But obviously we're here now helping Matt out because he's asked us, and he's become friends with us, and he's focused on space streams. So we really care about what he does. And so we're wholeheartedly behind him the whole way. And that's going to help out you a lot as well when we're like, you know, shouting about you from our social media channels and putting you on our website and things like that. So I think just finding that niche and then, you know, really going for it, I think it's really important. I don't know if you get into more about niches later, and I've just you entirely.
No, you've derailed this entire thing. We can go home now. That's good. You sort of need that identity. There's so many people out there who are streaming, who want to stream, and the majority of them really are sitting down in front of the camera and just playing the game. We can't do that anymore because there's thousands upon thousands. So you have to have a unique identity. And what's good about genre streaming, I'm a genre streamer. I don't try to do straight up variety. I really try to focus it to space and sci-fi because that's my thing. That's easier to package and sell both to viewers and to developers. So I'm not a huge streamer by any means. I'm sort of a mid-sized partner. I have about 28,000 followers. I have 1,000 subscribers. It's not huge. I get like maybe 400 viewers when I stream, but I can still reach out and talk to developers, especially when they're in that space or sci-fi niche, and say, hey, I've got an audience that is built for you. They are really engaged with what you are doing, and they will respond to that. Even if they normally work with exclusively larger people, they will understand the importance of having that sounding board of enthusiasts who are there, who probably will buy, or if they're concerning, you know, support that extra mile.
Even if that first response is, who are you?
Yeah, it happens. You know, don't be afraid of rejection.
But we investigate. We'll check you out. We'll see what you do. We'll go through your the saved videos on your Twitch stream and whatnot. And if you've got a strong identity and you've got something to say and you've got something to add to the project and the overall experience for our players, we'll definitely be making content.
Yeah, and from my point of view as well, it's like size actually isn't everything, although, you know, I'm told that a few times. Anyway, size isn't everything, and actually effort is more important than high numbers, I would say.
Yeah.
And like somebody who engages, somebody who's nice, somebody who replies to me fondly and is enthusiastic, that is so important to me. So like if I see that they've got like you say, a solid brand, a good brand, and we might go into this a little bit later on, I don't know, but it's more important than somebody who has 2 million subscribers that may ignore me, if you know what I mean. And also, if you find the right kind of developer as well, and the right kind of publisher, if you're emailing CA or something like that, you're probably not going to get any response at all. Because they're just going to be like, we only deal with the guys with like 2 million plus subscribers. But if you're finding the guys with the niche games, with the rising indie games, the rising up sort of mid-tier games, they need you just as much as you need them. We really want to be speaking to these guys who have the sort of 20 to 50,000 level of subscribers, lower, like, you know, 5. It doesn't, honestly, the number is irrelevant. If you're out there showing that you're going to do good work and go do a good job, be enthusiastic, be supportive, be friendly, and be nice, then I'm going to want to work with you and want to help you. So that is really important. Also to know that we, like I said, we want to hear from you. Please do contact us. Specifically, email me, please, right now. Elewit, no, I'm joking. But no, we want to hear from you, developers. Do you agree with that? Yeah.
No, that's all absolutely accurate. What matters most to us is the quality of the content, not how many viewers that you have. If you're doing good work, if you're doing solid work that's positive and sends a good message for our product, we're going to respond to that.
Here's a solid rooting for the underdog factor for independent game developers.
100%.
Like, just it's there. They want to see, especially if you can get passionate about whatever product that they're putting out. That means a lot. If you're working hard and you're trying to promote a game, they're going to respond to that.
And I want to add, when I say a positive message, I don't mean rah-rah cheerleading. You can be critical of the project. We respond to that just as well. When I say positive, I mean it's good-natured, it's constructive, it's well-reasoned. It's not just, you know, rage and fire. You can be just as critical of our games as you are supportive, and we will still respond in equal measure if you're doing it constructively and positively.
Have you ever got a dub?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Really, how many
There
dubs
you go.
do have?
We're only on month 2.
We're only on month 2. We got to speed through this. Finishing this out, you need to figure out what your goals are as a broadcaster in terms of whether or not you really want to do this full time, whether or not you want to do this as a hobbyist, what sort of audience you want to cultivate. You need to figure out these things. Put them down on paper. Try to figure out where you want to go, and don't make these date-based goals or really number-based goals. If you try to set a specific follower count goal, you know, like I want to hit 5,000 followers in 1 month from now. Like I want to add that much to my channel, and then you don't get there. Not only may you be more discouraged at the end of that, but chances are in the process along the way you will have focused on the wrong thing. You maybe focus more on the numbers than actually engaging your community. You will have downswings and upswings as broadcasters. You can't really, there are things you can do to mitigate them, but there's also content twins, you know, within viewership on Twitch itself. So you just have to understand how to roll with the punches and really make sure you're focusing on the right thing. If you buckle down and you really pay attention to your audience, you'll have an upward trend, even if it does dip from time to time. And if you are, again, an existing broadcaster, you need to figure out what sets you apart, especially from the other people in your space. You need to do some soul searching on this thing, because it's not an easy subject to get to. And then it's also helpful to figure out what your audience also watches, what games your audience likes, what broadcasters they like, and try to see if there are any opportunities there. Moving on to month 3. Become a marketer. We talked about this very briefly. Look outside of the broadcast industry to figure out how to approach business from a higher level. My background before I was a streamer, I was a brand manager at a marketing agency. I took what I learned there and I applied it to streaming. The sort of lessons that you learn in the business world are absolutely applicable to streaming. A lot of us sort of love video games, and we get out there and we focus on just talking to people in the games. But there's a very large behind-the-scenes sort of a rule set going on about how viewers interact with you, how they convert from a follower to donate or to subscriber if you're a partner. There are still trends and theories in this field that apply to streamers. So if you take these ideas and you start moving them into your content, you will find that you engage with your audience at a more sophisticated level. Reading books on personal development and business management are extremely helpful. It's an idea that again, not many broadcasters get into. But if you start reading books about, you know, how to be a good leader, how to be a good entrepreneur, this is stuff that you can translate and apply to Twitch. These ideas are universal. And learning the vocabulary of marketers and entrepreneurs will let you not only understand your own trends better, but they will let you communicate to developers better, because they're also worried about engagement rates and numbers, and there are certain metrics that they are concerned about in their jobs. So when you can communicate on their level and get to the heart of what they're sort of concerned about on a day-to-day basis, you can improve that conversation, and they will appreciate and respect you for it.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting a hold of that.
Yeah, just a really solid point.
Yeah, so I got some books here that I recommend. Inbound Marketing by Brian Halligan. This is sort of a must-read for streamer, I think. The 7